First, I would like to say that the reason I make these videos is to help weed out the liars because I feel it takes away from the real victims. I do not think it is right to come out saying that you are witness or a victim to something so horrible if it did not actually happen to you. In my opinion, this is a direct slap in the face to the true victims and delays the cases that they have, which in the end holds them back from receiving their justice, just so someone can profit off of their pain. In this video, you will see why I feel that Mr. Burgess is being untruthful about his involvement concerning the tapes and the book. Pay attention to what the lawyer says because she is not going to sit there and lie, because she will be in trouble for breaking the law. If a lawyer knowingly lies for their client, they can face serious consequences, including disciplinary action from the Bar Association, sanctions from the court, potential legal malpractice lawsuits, and in extreme cases, even disbarment, as it is considered a violation of ethical rules requiring candor to the court and a breach of professional conduct. Essentially, a lawyer cannot knowingly present false information to the court on behalf of their client. So in my opinion, I don't believe that there are any tapes or flash drives with anything on it. The reason I believe this is because if you listen close, she said the word documents instead of videos, tapes, or flash drives. The only thing that he did have was the journal, which I think he wrote himself, even though after he said he did not even know what was written. But the feds do have forensics teams that will check. And in this case, it's real simple because all they would have to do is just right-click on the document and look at the creation date, the modified date, and the access date, which every file would have regardless of which device the file is located on or moved to. In my opinion, this guy can't even get his story straight for nothing. First, he had 8 tapes, then 11 flash drives, then Kim's original book, then an edited book. He also can't even get his story straight about how he even knew Puffy by stating a very vague story about Frank Lucas, and then he said generations was the reason he knew him, which makes no sense at all. Courtney Burgess is lying, and I feel that for him this is a total cash grab. Second reason I feel he is lying is because he said he watched the tapes, but when he saw Hat was happening in the tapes, he immediately turned it off, but was able to give great detail about what happened and who was on it, which means you did not immediately turn it off. You had to watch it to know that information. Next, if he really did watch it and saw you children being assaulted in a way which I cannot say on YouTube, then that would be an automatic crime to not call the police immediately and report what you have and also where you got it from, instead of trying to sell it. Thirdly, his lawyer said way back in the beginning when it all started that she saw a photo, not a video of the incident.
Ariel, you can jump in on this as well, but I want to hear from Courtney first. Your home was raided by federal authorities, and I assume it is because of this material. Is that true?
I wouldn't say that. They just went to every one of them looking for me. They said, the paperwork said the 24th, that I had to be there the 28th, and then it was the 27th. I said, I can't make it there, that's tomorrow. So I don't know. From the look of it, it was 4 days.
And I want to be specific. Yes, when we talk about a raid, we're talking about when a subpoena is served for documents, a search warrant or an arrest warrant. In this situation, Mr. Burgess was not in any way, shape, or form had a search warrant or an arrest warrant issued for him. It was just them serving a subpoena. So when the federal government needs to serve a subpoena, they use the Marshal Service to come to all of your residences if you have more than one residence. So in this situation, they sent marshals to all of Mr. Burgess's residences, and that was somehow construed or understood or turned into a raid, but he did not face a raid. It was just to serve him the subpoena.
Ariel, do you believe that the subpoenas were issued and executed based on the federal authorities' knowledge that these flash drives existed and had this kind of compromising material?
I think it was based on statements that Mr. Burgess made in a prior interview.
Was 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men, and 2 women. How many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
I would like to give a shout out to Corey's channel, Too Strong, because he is the first one to bust Courtney Burgess in a lie way before anybody else did, even though I knew he was lying as well, but I didn't have a video ready yet to post about his lies, and also Corey caught him in way more lies than even I was aware of myself. Courtney said specifically that there was Justin Bieber, Danny Boy, Jaden Smith, Usher, and a lot of other underage victims on the tapes. But in other videos, the number of underage victims changed drastically from the 4 he named, along with others he said he saw, to just 2 or possibly 3. How can he say possibly 3, meaning or suggesting that he is not sure when he blatantly stated on Corey's channel all of these underage victims? Plus, he also said he saw LeBron, Snoop, Mary J. Blige, Kobe Bryant, J. Lo, Kevin Hart, and a lot of other actors, along with naked females on the table with people eating off of them.
Females naked on the table, they like they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. To say not as much as everybody see, it's more. I seen Kobe Bryant at one. May he rest in peace.
What was he doing?
He was partying at the time. It wasn't no.
Okay.
It was that when it got to like the sex thing. I seen one with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was with him. They was in the bathroom. Um, he made him drink mouthwash, but he called his bodyguard to make sure he didn't pour it out. Like you could hear that, but you see on there, you can't. It's different. He telling your watch him, make sure he don't pour nothing out. So and it showed that a hostess coming to him and give him 2 drinks. So after he drank the first drink, a sip, you could tell something was in it because how he was all, you know, he wasn't himself. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even saying jokes. He just was holding the mic.
Did you see LeBron on there too?
I see LeBron. I seen LeBron. I seen cut more a lot of actors. I seen
What about Obama?
who?
Politicians like Obama.
I didn't get that. I didn't get a chance to look at all of them. I didn't see Obama. I seen Snoop. I seen a lot.
What that's here's the thing. So were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older than he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Right. So that's a yes. Kids were involved in these videos.
Right.
All right. So now I'm gonna just say this, and this is me just keeping it real, right? Why would you protect people that were involved in child pedophilia?
Came into my email that someone sent me some flash drives. I was at down at Rockefeller Center, next door to Atlantic Records. So I met them, got the flash drives and everything. 11 flash drives. So I boys.
Can you talk about what you saw on these flash drives?
I seen J Lo jabbing herself with a dildo or some type of sex object. I seen one had Game the rapper walked around, Diddy at a party, and Justin had to be no more than 15 or 16. Could have been 16. They would say happy birthday.
There's at least 100 different, okay, 50. How many other people did you see besides J Lo? Who else you say you saw on there?
Cassie,
Mary J,
Danny Boy.
Okay.
You know what Danny Boy is? Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, whatever his name is. Other females naked on the table. They like they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments.
Now, let's be honest. Doesn't this all sound familiar? because the last time I checked, these were all videos that everybody already had access to. Then he said that he did not watch a lot and that he turned it off right away because he did not want to see two males having relations, but at the same time, he watched the child victims. He sure had a lot of details about the tapes/flash drives to have not watched much of it.
You know Sean Combs?
Generation, Frank Lucas was my godfather and his father, and then we both was in the music business for 30 years together.
So you personally know him,
Not who? No, who personally?
Sean Combs.
Not
Diddy.
personally.
But you know of him, he knows
I know
of you.
Yeah, I used to be in Tupac.
Turn those things over, or
well, that's what we're going to head over to do now. So we have a hearing now to determine what we're going to do in terms of what documents we'll have to turn over and what documents we do not.
So why were you in court tonight?
Just to give testimony to the grand jury. He was subpoenaed by the court, so as we all know, if you don't answer a subpoena, the marshals will come to your house as they came to his house and they will bring you here. So that's why we're here today.
I know you can't mention celebrities per se. You did mention some in the interview. So just to clarify, you can back that up with actual factual footage.
We have, it's things that we have, but we got to go to the other courthouse. So.
And now that he has been busted, he is still trying to spread his lies and still going to do interviews. He is now on Nancy Grace claiming he is receiving death threats. I do not know this to be true or not. I will say, if he is getting threats, then whoever is doing it needs to stop. There is no justifiable reason to threaten anyone's life, period. I don't condone it, nor am I happy to hear about it. My whole point in all of this is that there are real victims out there, real people who suffered abuse. Let them tell their story and not someone who sees a cash opportunity. There is so much more he has lied about, but I won't try and cover it all. This will be the first and last video I make on Courtney Burgess. I just hope that he sees that he doesn't have to lie to sell a book that he wrote. He could have labeled it as something that was based on the story of Kim and let it go from there.